Welcome to our comprehensive guide on process flow design for any product. You ever order something online and when you get the package, it's like they shipped it in a shoe? Like, who thought that was a good idea? Well, someone did. And that someone didn't think about the process flow. In this video, we'll walk you through a detailed 12-step process to develop and launch successful products, from the first spark of an idea to getting a quality product in your customer's hands. We'll cover everything you need to know to avoid those packaging disasters and design like a pro. Let's dive in.
All right, first things first, we need an idea. This is where you whip out the thinking cap and let those creative juices flow. Don't be afraid to go wild with it. Think about problems you face in your own life. Jot down every single idea, no matter how crazy it seems. Once you've brainstormed, put on your detective hat and do some research. See if there's a real need for your idea in the market. What solutions are out there? Look for what's missing. This research will help you refine your idea.
All right, we've got our killer idea, we've done our research, and we're ready to roll up our sleeves and start building, right? Not so fast. Before we jump into CAD or start ordering components, we need to flesh out our concept. Think of this stage as sketching out the blueprints. Start by translating your idea into a tangible concept. This could involve sketching out rough ideas, creating mood boards, or building simple prototypes using cardboard and duct tape. The goal is to visualize your product and how it might function. Next, we need to get specific about what our product needs to do. What are its core functions? What features are essential? Define the must-haves versus the nice-to-haves. Prioritize and focus on what's truly important for your product's core value proposition.
Okay, now it's time to put our pragmatic hats on and ask ourselves the tough questions. Is this idea actually feasible? And I'm not just talking about whether it's technically possible to build, but also whether it makes financial and operational sense. First up, let's talk about the financial side of things. How much is this thing going to cost to develop and manufacture? Can we source materials at a reasonable price? What's our target selling price? And can we make a profit? Next, we need to assess the technical feasibility. Do we have the skills and expertise to develop this product in-house? If not, can we outsource certain components or processes? Are there any technological hurdles we need to overcome? We also need to consider the operational side of things.
All right, if you've made it this far, congratulations. You've got a solid idea, you've done your research, and you're confident in its feasibility. Now it's time for the fun part, bringing your product to life through design and prototyping. This is where we transform those rough sketches and ideas into detailed three-dimensional models and technical drawings using CAD software. We'll start by creating a digital representation of our product, paying close attention to its form, function, and ergonomics. This is where we fine-tune the design and ensure all the components fit together seamlessly. Next, we'll dive into material selection. This is a critical step, as the materials we choose will impact the product's performance, durability, and cost. With our design finalized and materials selected, it's time to create our first prototype. Remember, this is an iterative process.
All right, we've got our prototype in hand, and it's time to put it through its paces. Testing is a critical part of the product development process, ensuring that our product meets the required standards and performs as expected under real-world conditions. First up, we'll conduct functional testing. This involves putting the product through its intended use case, testing its features and functionality to ensure everything works as it should. We want to make sure that all the buttons, switches, and mechanisms operate smoothly and reliably. Next, we'll move on to safety testing. This is especially important for products that could pose a risk to users if they malfunction. Finally, we'll subject our prototype to stress testing. Remember, testing is an ongoing process.
By now, we've got a pretty good idea of what works and what doesn't. We've tested our prototype and gathered feedback. Now it's time to refine our design. This stage is all about iteration. We'll use the data to make our product better. This might involve tweaking the design or changing materials. The key is to be open to feedback and willing to make changes. Remember, the goal is to create the best possible product.
Alright, we're officially out of the prototyping phase and ready to shift gears towards production. This is where we take our refined design and figure out how to manufacture it at scale. The first step is designing our production line. This involves mapping out every single step of the manufacturing process, from sourcing raw materials to assembling the final product. We'll need to consider factors like factory layout, equipment needs, and labor requirements. Next, we'll focus on setting up a supply chain. This involves identifying and vetting suppliers for all our raw materials and components. Once we have our suppliers lined up, we can start optimizing our workflow. This involves streamlining the production process to eliminate bottlenecks, reduce waste, and improve efficiency. Finally, we'll need to develop a comprehensive resource plan.
All right, the factory's buzzing, the assembly lines are humming, and we're officially in production mode. This is where all our meticulous planning and preparation come together to transform raw materials into finished products. This stage is all about execution, manufacturing process to ensure that we're meeting our quality standards and production targets. This involves regular quality checks, equipment maintenance, and process optimization. We'll also be focusing on defect detection and prevention. The goal is to catch any defects early on in the process to minimize waste and rework. As production ramps up, we'll be looking for opportunities to optimize our cycle time. Throughout the entire manufacturing process, we'll be laser-focused on quality control.
With all of our components manufactured, it's time to put them all together. The assembly and integration stage is where our product finally starts to take shape. This process begins by carefully assembling the individual components, following the detailed instructions and diagrams developed during the design phase. Depending on the complexity of the product, this might involve manual assembly, automated robotic systems, or a combination of both. As we assemble the product, we'll be conducting integration tests at various stages. This helps ensure that all the components are functioning together as intended and that there are no compatibility issues. Once the assembly is complete, we'll perform a pre-delivery inspection. This is a final check to ensure that the product meets all our quality standards and is ready to be packaged and shipped. Throughout this entire process, we'll be maintaining meticulous records and documentation.
We're in the home stretch now. The finish line is in sight, but we can't afford to get complacent. This phase is dedicated to ensuring that every product that leaves our facility is of the highest quality and meets all safety and regulatory requirements. We'll begin by conducting a final round of rigorous testing. This includes functional testing to ensure everything is working correctly, environmental testing to check its performance under various conditions, and stress testing to push the product to its limits. We'll also be conducting a thorough quality audit. Once we're confident in the quality of our product, we'll move on to packaging and labeling. With everything packaged up and ready to go, we'll conduct a final inspection before shipping.
Now that we have a fully vetted, high-quality product, we need to get it into the hands of our eager customers. This is where the packaging and distribution process comes in. It's all about ensuring our product arrives safely, securely, and on time. First impressions matter, and that's why we'll put careful consideration into designing packaging that's both functional and visually appealing. It needs to protect the product during transit, be easy to open and unpack, and effectively communicate our brand identity. Next, we'll focus on labeling. Clear, concise, and informative labels are essential for providing customers with important product information, safety warnings, and any necessary instructions for use. With our packaging and labeling finalized, it's time to tackle the logistics of distribution. Finally, we'll need to decide on our fulfillment strategy.
This is it, the moment we've all been working towards. It's time to launch our product into the market and finally share it with the world. But our work isn't over yet. A successful launch involves a well-crafted marketing strategy to generate hype and excitement around our product. This might include public relations efforts, social media campaigns, online advertising, and launch events. Once our product is out in the wild, we need to closely monitor its performance. This involves tracking sales figures, gathering customer feedback, and analyzing market data to see how our product is being received. We'll be actively seeking out customer feedback through surveys, reviews, and social media interactions. Finally, we need to be prepared to provide excellent after-sales support. Thank you for watching our guide on process flow design. By following these 12 steps, you can ensure a successful product development journey, from that initial spark of an idea to a polished product ready for market. This process is all about meticulous planning, rigorous testing, and a relentless focus on quality. But most importantly, it's about creating something truly exceptional that solves problems and improves people's lives. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more insightful content. See you in the next video.